Hi, my name is James Morgan. My YouTube channel is Captain J Morgan. Today I'm going to be doing a live stream for probably about half an hour because I forgot I have some things to do this evening. This is Sunday, and the reason I'm doing it again, I did one on Friday, and it was probably the most responsive video that I've had. So I thought I would do it again, and hopefully this can be like a little forum, or get to be like a little forum for people to check in daily and just express their opinions or hear other people's views or opinions that hold AMC stock, or if they're thinking of buying some AMC stock. So I'll stay on here about maybe till 4:30 Central Time. It's about 3:58 right now. So again, I appreciate everyone on Friday who I probably had about 50 new followers, subscribers, and I had quite a few comments. And so I tried to get back with everyone. I still have quite a few comments to get back to and emails. So I appreciate everyone tuning in on Friday. And like I said, I'm going to try to do a video every at least afternoon or evening when I get in from work, and until this thing squeezes. So if you guys have a comment, or you want to discuss something, shoot me a comment or an email. My email is captainjmorgan2021@gmail.com. And you can, I'm looking at the comment sections if anyone wants to send me a comment or wants to talk or chat. I guess it's called chatting on here. Ian, if you haven't seen the video on Friday, it was called AMC Watch If You Own Shares. I'm looking. I did get a few comments. I'm sorry. I got a few comments that said, are you okay? Why are your eyes always going up and to the right? And yeah, I'm okay. I don't have any physical problems that way. I have a big screen TV over to my right, and I was checking things out on it on Friday. So if you see me look over there, that's what I'm doing. And so it was called AMC Watch If You Own Shares. I'm currently hodling over 25,000 AMC shares. And that video got me as many comments and discussion chats that I've ever had before. So you might want to go back and look at it. Unfortunately, it didn't start. People didn't start commenting and getting and chatting with me until about 7 minutes into the video, and then I thought it got more interesting towards the end of the video. But when I look on my analytics, that's when most people don't stay around that long. And so I'm learning. Also, somebody, and I forgot her name, but I'll mention it next time too, and I appreciate it. She commented that to do timestamps. So if there's something important that I want to get across that's in one of the live stream videos, I can put on. I can tell people where to go on the timestamp. So I'll take that into. I'll remember that. So thank you. And a video that I'm going to do soon is. Unfortunately, I just have like I said, till about 4:30 today. But a video I will do soon is one about how I'm going to start exiting my position with AMC stock. I have accumulated about 26,000 shares, right under 26,000. I bought some after the June run up, but the majority of them I got probably late January, February, and March of last year. So I'm in at a pretty good price. If you've heard my story before, if you haven't, you can go back and look at old videos, or I'll go over it right now briefly. Is I got into the stock in late January of last year. I saw it the day before it ran up to about $20. I was a friend had got me interested in it, and so I was looking at it, and I thought, let me do a little bit more studying on it and see how everything goes. GME GameStop was in play at that time, and it was running. And so I made the decision the night before I got into the stock that, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into AMC. And at that time, it was like $5 or $6. So I thought, I'll buy me maybe 5,000 shares. And that next morning, before I could get into it, it was $20. And so I did, I guess, what's known as the classic FOMO. I went ahead and bought about 3,000 shares, put in a little bit more money than I thought I was going to initially, and maybe even 4,000. I have to look back and see. It was about 4,000 because it was about 80,000. I'd have originally planned to just put about 25, 30,000 into it, and then within about a day, it tanked, and so I had to make a decision. Do I stay in the stock? Do I get out? I really needed to do a lot more actual due diligence on the stock, DD. And so I realized over the next couple of days of learning more about the stock, learning more about the stock market in regards to the position AMC was in, as regarding the squeeze and the shorts, that I thought. If this thing starts coming down, it was coming down, but if it comes down much more, I'm going to go ahead and dollar cost average in and get more. And sure enough, it did. And I started buying, I believe, again at maybe 13, 11, 8, 9. And then I bought as much as I could with the money that I had remaining and that I felt comfortable with at probably about, I think I even got some in the low sixes, but I averaged about, I think it was around $7. I have to look back. I don't hold me exactly to that, but I think it was 680 at one time was my average, and I had at that time a little over 20,000 shares. And then I bought about 3 or 4,000 more, probably between there and 11, and then I bought since then maybe 2,500 more over the last 4 or 5 months, and it was quite a bit higher at that time. So I still think I'm under $10 on my dollar cost averaging into the stock. So I'm not sitting at a bad place as far as the price that I paid per share. However, and I do think that the stock is, even if it didn't go, which I wouldn't be in the play if I didn't think it was gonna squeeze, but the prices it's getting to now, I've always heard from people on YouTube and experts that if you're going to get into a stock for any other reasons than the fundamentals, like a squeeze, or you're shorting it yourself, or you want to do some options, it's good if that stock is a stock that you would stay in. Excuse me, even if you had to hold on to the stock. So at the prices AMC stock is now, especially if it goes down any further, I would be comfortable if I had to hold on to the stock for a little while, or even if the squeeze never occurred, which I think it is going to occur, because I think the fundamentals of the company are getting stronger and stronger. And even though I know that's not why any of you that are watching this video got into the stock for, nor myself, I didn't get into the stock for the fundamentals, because of the fundamentals of the financial fundamentals of the company. I got into it because I thought it had a chance of running up and squeezing, and I still did, and I think we all did. All I'm saying is, if you're worried about buying any more at this price or even lower, just my opinion, and I'm don't want to give any advice out there. Just my opinion that I think it's a good stock to buy at these prices, regardless of whether it squeezes or not. And that's what I was thinking last year at this time too. I thought if I go ahead and remember I bought the stock around $20 when it was first running last year. I was chasing it, and then as it started coming down and plummeting, they took that buy button away. I had to make a decision. Do I go ahead and get some more? And I decided at those prices, if AMC, because it wasn't out of the water as far as going bankrupt at that time, but I thought if it handled its finances well, and it didn't go bankrupt, that this would be a good stock if I had to hold it. So, and I think the stock is even in a better position now. So hopefully this is providing some support and to anybody out there that's watching. And if you're worried about, what have I done, or is this thing ever going to squeeze? And I don't know what, all depends also on what price you got in at. But I still think this is going to be a good squeeze play. And I'm going to make a video soon on an exit strategy, because I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but that 25,000 shares approximately, I was up almost 1.9 million. And at the time, I did not have a plan on what I was going to do as far as getting out. I just, excitement kicks in, and I'm thinking, maybe this thing will go, I'd have $5 million tomorrow, or $4 million, or $10 million as it goes. And then I just wasn't prepared or I didn't have a strategy. So that's what I'd like to get across to everyone. And I see that there's other videos out there that are touting the same thing. And I think that's smart. So that's it. And then if anyone wants to, somebody does have a comment. Sorry, I'm blind. I'm old. No, that's that. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Seabass. I'm here. Thanks. I actually, she was one of the first, or him, I apologize, was one of the first watchers that had ever sent me a comment. So thank you. I see. Somebody else is. Robert Mosley. Here in holding 34 is my average, and always buying the dip. That's good, Robert. I applaud you for holding at 34, especially as man, you have some diamond hands, because like I said, I'm in at an average right now, probably right under 10, because I bought some as it was going up as well here in the last few months. And when it starts going down, it takes a true believer and some diamond hands not to sell it. So good for you. I think your tenacity will pay off. I think it's going to make another run. But maybe this time, Robert, is maybe, and hopefully, like I said earlier before you got on, I was saying I'm going to try to do a video once a day when I get in from work, maybe 30 minutes or an hour. And so if maybe people get used to, they want to discuss the stock or tune in, see what other AMC shareholders are thinking or feeling, it will be a forum for that. And what I'd like us all to do is maybe start planning on an exit strategy, because I think it's as hard to get out of a stock that's doing well as it is to get out of one that's doing bad, or even to get into one that's doing good or bad, or especially good. So, and I experienced it myself this last year. Like I said, when it was running up, I just didn't even have a plan on when I was getting out. In fact, I wasn't going to. I thought, let's this thing go to $4,000 or $5,000. With the experience you have and your knowledge, what do you think I will be the maximum that AMC will reach? This is Cebus. I don't have that much. The experience I've learned is just through this last year and a half in the stock market. I do have a lot of business experience. I don't have much market experience, although I'm learning as we go. And from all the YouTube videos, which I've watched hundreds of videos. I watch more YouTube now than I do TV, and I didn't watch that much TV, but I watch a lot of YouTube now. I think it's I think we need to plan a strategy to get out of it, and then when it's happening, while it's occurring, and this could change. And I mean, I'll take everyone's comments and stuff. And like I said, I'm not an expert at this at all, but when the day it starts running, or people, you hear it on the news, or you check in, or you check into YouTube, or you check into me, and you know that it's the plays on. One, I think you need to get to your computer or your phone and get somewhere quiet and away and watch it that whole the whole day or the whole 2 days or however long it takes. I don't think it'll be more than a few days, and either they'll halt it or the play will be over. And then I think you need to start implementing the strategy, and hopefully, these next few days or weeks or months until whenever it squeezes, we'll have our exit strategies down. I did mention there was a gentleman named, or it's a Lion Trader, and I don't want to name YouTube stations and stuff uh, because I don't want to, I don't want to push anyone to watch anything unless I'm real sure about it. And like I said, I watch a ton of stations. I will. There's this one named Meet Kevin, and I think he's extraordinary to be as young as he is. And he doesn't cover much AMC, but I think he's just, if you wanted to learn about the stock market stuff. But I ran across this Lion Trader a few weeks back, and his channel, and he talks about, he has a couple of videos, one on exit strategy, and one on brackets, and one on uh, implementing like trailing stops. And I think that's actually a good strategy. So as far as how high it goes, I don't know. I don't think it will. Well, let me put it this way: whatever you have into it, like the gentleman Robert was saying, he bought it at 34. Maybe if it starts running, I think it's going to get above the high that it had last time, which was what, 72. I think it was actually 77, but it closed at 72 or something. Or in the trading hours, it was 72. I think it was, because I remember, that day it was above, in the morning it got above 72. But maybe once it hits above that level, and again, I'll make a video, I'll start really thinking about, I need to plan my own exit strategy. I plan to plan for the exit strategy. So I'm at the plan for the exit strategy stage. So you guys don't worry if you don't have one yet, but I think we all need to start looking into to getting one. And so getting back to, I think it will, I think it'll get above what it ran to last time. And then after that, just depending on, when you guys want to put in, your first, start looking at making your first sale. And I would do it off a percentage of what you have. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got about 26,000 shares now. I'd like to get to, like everyone, I'd like to get 30,000 if it comes down a little bit, but I'm happy with my 25,829 shares. And so I'll probably divide that up into 4 or 5 tranches, and that last tranche being my to the moon price, because I'll make some as it goes up. Also, I had a comment from a gentleman, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, he said, hey dude, I'm with you. I effed up too, meaning he didn't sell when it was up in the 70s, but he said he's hanging on, and he won't make that mistake again, and he'll start planning and strategizing. And so that's what I'm trying to get across here, because my feeling is, if this starts going up and running, that the run and the stuff won't last too long. I mean, if you saw GameStop, it was what 2 or 3 days, and then they started halting it, and there was issues. I don't think they'll take the buy button away again, but they might stop the whole thing, and then who knows what it'll be when it starts back up, or even if the shorts. I don't put it past the powers that be that they'll try to cover during the stop. Um, so I think getting some money, you have the best opportunity to start getting your orders filled as it runs up, and so and so and then just leave a portion of it for do percentage. Whatever your total amount is, divide it up into however many tranches you think, and then leave maybe one last tranche for your to the moon sell. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And the reason I think that's a good strategy is what they might do with this play is just heard it before on YouTube, just rinse and repeat, meaning like the gentleman I was talking to you about who said he wishes he would have sold when it was in the 70s, but he's still holding. Just think about this scenario. If I would have sold some or a half or even all of my stock, and I would have had milestones as it went up to 70. Now, there's two things could have happened. If it would have shot on up to $200-300, if I'm using the strategy I have now and I would have sold before as it was going up, I'd still have some at that level. I was just secure, some as it was going up. But if it comes down again and they do this, if they rinse and repeat and do this over and over, you could literally stay in this play for months, if not years, or until they stop all this shenanigans. And let's just say I would have got out of half of my stock at 70. That would have been, I'd have to figure it out. What is that about? Let's just say 10,000 shares. It would have been $700,000, and I could have used at 10,000 shares at 70. I could have used that $700,000 to buy back in again as it went lower. Now, also, I've learned when you sell, I've learned this from other stocks that I did. Whenever you sell, that's an instant tax event, whether it's going to show you've lost or you've gained. So be aware of that, although we're in the beginning of the year, so I think you're fine now, but be aware of that. And there's something called a wash sale. You need to look that up and be aware of the wash sale too, because I was not when I first started trading stocks, and this was before AMC, but it caused me to have a little, I've got a bigger tax issue than I thought I was going to have because of some stocks I traded last year, and I didn't realize about the gain that I'm going to show on it. But that's just throwing that in there to be aware of that. So I think what I meant on that is if you ever do wash and repeat, or you sell stocks and then you jump back into the same stock, maybe keep a little bit aside for the taxes that are due if you had a gain on that stock. And that's one of the things that I'll do a video on that I learned. I'll show you what I had about a $300,000 gain, and I didn't realize it from last year because I put all the money back. In fact, I've got that money into AMC stock right now. So I got a big tax bill coming up, and that money that I gained that money from EV stocks, and that's what I used to get into AMC last year. Because remember, I sold, if you follow this, early last year in January, I sold a lot of my stocks that I had gotten into in 2020, and that's the money that I used to get into AMC. A lot of it was, and now that I haven't cashed out of AMC, I still owe on that stock that I sold. So, and I hope this does squeeze before April, or I'll be doing this video from the federal penitentiary, and I don't want to do that. Seabass, I can't imagine AMC with the amount of synthetic shares they have created and with the magnitude of people who are in it. Hi, well, what do you think about Lou's bracket? 5-3 is safe and 1,005. I think, and Seabass, I agree with you. I'll take these as we go. Yeah, by all rights, this play should AMC should squeeze, and we should all make a lot of money. And it's not right that we made the right call. You guys probably have family members or people that have told you were crazy for getting into, maybe not family, but I'm sure people, even if they didn't tell you this, they're probably thinking this. What are you doing getting into AMC? You crazy? Um, and so when you make the right call, you should get rewarded, just like in anything in life. You take a chance, and uh, and uh, and you should get your kudos for it, your rewards for it. And so, but it doesn't always work out like that in life, does it? And so, there are a lot of powerful people and organizations that don't want to see this happen. And hopefully, it's gone beyond them now, and something will happen to the magnitude that it should happen. Probably not. And I sort of agree with Lou and some of the people out there that are saying, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope this thing goes up to thousands, but that's what I was saying earlier. Have an exit strategy. Divide your position up into. Excuse me. I'm sorry I ate earlier because I have an event to go to this evening, and I was trying to get all this done. But divide your the amount of shares that you have into basically into tranches or brackets, and then start getting out of them as the price goes up. Because I think it's going to be a lot harder to get out of the stock once it starts tumbling or dropping. I think it will drop drastically. So I think to be safe, yeah, I'm going to get out of if I divide it into five, I'll probably get out at two tranches before 500. Man, I even hate saying because I haven't thought of this yet, but I do think I'll do another video on this. I do think that you need to figure out how many shares you have and how you want to divide them up. And then I'm just going to keep, let's just say for now, 10%, maybe 2,500 shares that are just, I'll probably hang on. I hang on to forever, but I'll hang on to until it gets into the thousands if it does that. All right, let me answer some more questions here. The only thing that makes me think is the government is not going to let this reach thousands because the population will grow. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Seabass. The government is, well, I think there's probably discussions going on right now, and they're talking about how can we ease out of this. Linda, question for anyone. Okay, this is a question for anyone. Linda says, if the hedge funds are margin call, can they still be allowed to use those shares to short us down again since they have been margin called? I don't know if anyone knows that answer. I think the hedge funds and the powers that be will try to do anything. I'm aiming at 10. At 10 million, so I'm walking out at 740 a share and forget about it. That's good, man. I hope that happens. Good for you. I do think I saw some videos today, and I was just reading the Wall Street Journal, and I was just from what I've learned, I think. Sorry, I'm checking on my time. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to. I got to go to an event I forgot about later today, so I'll go about another 15 minutes. It's 4:25 now. A few things that I thought about is if they stop this stock, or if it runs up, and I think if it runs up quick into a few $100, it might be time to get out of a little bit for me. And one of the main reasons is I want to get out of some of my position before they stop this, because if it really goes to thousands of dollars, I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on this. A lot of government will step in, politicians will step in. There'll be stops on this thing, and why take they could even delist this. I'm not saying they will, and I don't think they will, but secure some of your profits. Now, if this thing starts if it did like last time and it goes up to 100, and it starts coming down, maybe it's time to get out of a good part of your position then, because maybe they're doing the rinse and repeat. And then just buy back in when it goes low. Although I know no one has a crystal ball, and we can't, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. But that's something else that I heard, that they're just planning on uh, getting people who are frustrated and been in this for a year. That a lot of them will get out, as soon as it hits 100 or gets up there again, and they'll use those shares to short it again, and we'll just do this cycle for years. And even if that happens, I know a lot of people have said, well, we want these hedge funds to go out of business, and I think the ape community and the new retail stock traders have already taught the market a big lesson. And I do think that we have hurt them, although that wasn't the goal. The goal was to make money. Well, maybe it was to teach them a lesson, but it was to make money and to get the markets more more honest and more visibility in it, and I guess just be more transparent. And I think it had a significant factor on that. Um, so I just want people to be able to. Here's a good example, and the event that I'm going to this evening, and then I'll answer some other. There's a few other questions here. I'll get to all the questions and just give me one, because I just came to me here. The event that I'm going to this evening I'm not an attorney. My father was, and a couple of my friends are, and a good friend of mine that knows a lot of the judges here I'm in Harris County, Houston, Texas. And so he said, James, you have a lot of experience in real estate and in real estate transactions, developing. He said, I think you'd be good as a mediator, especially in regards to cases having to do with property, or land cases, real estate cases, stuff like that. And so he got me on as a mediator for the courts, for the county courts here. So that's the event I'm going to this evening. But why I say this is because, and I've never been sued by a client. I've never, I guess, lost a lawsuit, but I've been in a few. And most of them was with suppliers or with people that I thought had done me wrong. And I'm not litigious. I don't like that. But in 3 out of the 4 that I was in, I'll make a whole video on that. It was some banks. I actually sued some banks in the financial crisis of 2008. That's a whole video. That's probably a whole week of videos. But and I thought I was in the right, and I think I was. I still to this day do. And it was a lot like it is now. There was just so much shenanigans going on behind the scenes with these banks, and they were called credit default swaps, where they package all these loans together, and then they would sell them. And then when the housing market crashed, one house that they had in this portfolio might have been worth $5 million, or they used, they had a credit for it for $5 million, and it's worth about 250. But I digress here. But what I'm getting at is, I went to mediation 3 times. And each time I thought, I'm in the right. I'm not going to settle for anything less than, it'd be a really good analogy to write the AMC play right now. Us as retail stock investors and traders in the ape community, so to speak, we made the right call. We bought the stock, we held it, and even when times were bad, and weren't sure what was going to happen, even held it all the way through the $70. So we should get our rewards, because the stock price should be way up there. What I'm getting at is, in every mediation that I've been involved with, either as party to the dispute, or now as a mediator. Uh, Usually, a successful mediation is where none of the parties are satisfied or happy because um, uh, they all want more. So that's where I think the AMC eventually this AMC play is going to go. It will run up, it will squeeze, but for some people it won't be as high as they were hoping. Um, Hang on, let me before it. I'm not great at this technology, and before it cycles up and I miss, it says here I'm holding 34. Let me read as many of these as I can. Excuse me. Linda, question for anyone. So many say they will stay for 100,000. Majority will be out by 500. Not true about holding is free. Our time matters. That's absolutely true. I think a lot of people will get out early, or not early, but I mean at 500 guys, we're making a lot of money. So and remember, this might rinse and repeat. If this thing is shorted as much as they say, and it's like 10 times the float, um, they'll they'll if we buy, if say they take it to 500 and then it starts coming down again, just watch and see if on these channels, and if they're reporting, if all the shares aren't covered and the floats totally not covered, or the short, they'll probably have to run it up again, and or these guys will never learn. It's almost like, have you ever been on a roller coaster and you're just praying to God, let me get off and I'll never go on again, or or in a bad situation and you're praying, please get me out of this, and then you get out of it and you think, oh, it wasn't that bad. And then, that's what these shorts are going to do, I think, if things don't change in the way the markets ran, is people will start getting out as it runs up. They'll start covering some of their positions, and then they'll think, you know what, I don't want to have a loss at all. I'm gonna short this thing again, and then maybe here we come again, and we just rinse and repeat. And who knows? All you out there, we could be making a living off our AMC. Buying AMC and holding could be our career. Let's see. See, yes, the hedge funds are what the market Citadel can do and continue to do with intelligent. Yeah, I agree. No, I know that Denver rocked. I agree with that. I didn't take it negative at all. Your comment. I'm proud you're an ape, and I'm proud to be an ape too. It is sort of neat to be. When I started these videos, when I first thought about starting my channel, it was I build homes, been in construction for years. I do it with my family. I think I got a good family, and they're very smart and talented. I'm probably the weakest link in the chain, but I build homes with them, and we do some development, and that's what they didn't want to ever be on video. They said, well, what's this YouTube? We don't want to do that. But so I got my nephew, and we were starting this channel, and then all of a sudden the AMC came up, and I thought, I'll do these AMC videos. And I've never have done a construction video, although a few of the older videos that I had were at some houses that we had sold, or we were in the process of selling right before the owners were moving in. They're called spec homes, and you're speculating someone will buy the home when you build it. And I'm going to try to maybe do some broadcasts from some of the homes that we're building or that we're selling, just for something different. And hey, if this thing does go to millions, you guys might want to learn how to flip homes or build homes. It's a good like anything, it gets old sometimes, but I've been doing it now for over 20 years, and I like it. And so here we go. I do not meant to be. No, you weren't negative. Yeah, I agree, Seabass. And hopefully, this is what maybe you guys that are on here now will get together or we'll start talking. I'm going to try to have a forum here every day if possible. I don't know if I can. I have to go. I'm in Houston, and I do have a project in San Antonio, which that's one of the furthest ones that I've ever had. So that takes me away every once in a while. So that's where I was all day yesterday. But maybe this can be a forum that can help us all get a good strategy moving forward. Because again, like I said, I was like a deer in the headlights when. And if you if you look at the very end of the last video that I did, it's like on minute 24 or 5 or 6 or something. I showed my position, and and I need to show you when it started dropping. I was excited when it went up almost $1 million in a day, but over the next few weeks, I was excited in a different way when it started dropping. So, but again, I didn't have a strategy, and I didn't know as much about the stock as I do now. I'm going to have to go here in a few minutes, but thank you guys very much. I might even do another session this evening, but probably not because I need to spend some time with my significant other, my wife. She's very good. She's my partner too, in the construction business. Any predictions when the housing market will dump this year? Man, that's a big, and that is what I have more knowledge of than the stock market. So that might be. I hate to just throw something out there and then have to leave. Linda, I will have another session. I hope to do another live stream tomorrow, and I'll certainly talk to you about it then. Excuse me, or talk to you about it, and I won't eat beforehand. Excuse me, I apologize. I'm not sure exactly. I think you can have settings on there when you know I'm gonna go, or it shows when I'm live. I'll try to stick maybe to a certain time every day. Let me see. It's maybe 4 o'clock tomorrow, or I don't know. You guys let me know too. What's a good time for you think for that you can look at and be interactive. I know you can watch this later afterwards, but it's not live. So I'll try to start getting a set time in the day. But for now, I think I'm going to have to go probably after MOAS. Yeah, probably. If this stock truly MOASes into the thousands, I do think that the whole market will be affected across the board on everything. That means the economy was going bad anyway. But I don't think it will last too long. And maybe that's just wishful thinking because then I'd have a lot of money, or all of us would, and we'd want stocks to go up, and then we'd want the economy to be good. But I just think our whole society's gotten too used to a good market, and to just things being decent in general. And so I think the powers that be will, help cushion any market crash, and I don't think it will last very long. And again, when it is bad times, if my plan is if AMC does MOAS and the markets do come down, it's then just to gather all my cash up and wait until I think the recovery is really in full gear, and then start buying property and stock. And I think that's when you can really make some good money. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go. Please, 5 p.m. I will be here. Send him Linda said, send him a like, people. I think what that does is, appreciate it, Linda, is I think that helps. I'm learning about all this. My nephew, he's real good at this, but he's also real motivated, and he's young too, and he got him a job, and so I don't want to bother him with I'm trying to learn all this myself with a lot of this. But why I'm saying that is, I think when you hit the like button, that helps the algorithm of this video, so it will get out there more. So it will show up on YouTube more and or in better spots, so people will see it and start chiming in. So, all right, thanks guys, I appreciate it. I'm a AMC Ape hodler, just like you guys. And again, it's all relative. There might be people out there with a lot more shares than me, but whether you have 50 shares or 50,000 shares, it's all. Yeah, I think it's a couple things. We want to make money. There's a cause here, and we want things for once to work out for the common person. And I think we have a good shot at it here. So thank you guys very much. Have a good day, apes. That's from Linda. Linda wishes us all have a good day. Thank you guys very much. Hope to see you tomorrow. And thanks for all the comments. I might have to. This is not financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet giving you my opinion, and hopefully a forum here that we can all share. If you'd like to email me, you can at captainjmorgan2021 @gmail.com. And until next time, thank you all very much.